95% of businesses fail due to a lack of an audience, and it's I see it all the time. A business might get along and do some sales over a year, 2 years, 3 years, but ultimately they're going to fail. Most businesses, and I've probably seen, I would say, near on 400 CBD websites in the last 12 to 18 months, and I would say only 10 were. I would say I'm like, yeah, fair play, they're good. The rest is terrible. And then for certain different reasons, one, just basically communicating the same thing, badly built, not focused on an audience. But the thing is, though, you guys in the CBD space have got so much passion and so driven, so it's a bit upsetting, right? So, but I want to expand on why AMP works. I want to use some big brands to explain it, rather than just me, Paul Booth, with a weird accent in the UK, just banging on about AMP. So, we all know what brand this is, right? This is their first trainer. It looks like an absolute pile of crap, right? But it's their first trainer that Nike released themselves after Blue Ribbon Sports. I don't want to go too much into the Nike story, but this is their first trainer, right? So let's think that's CBD. That's the first trainer. What was the benefits of the first trainer? More traction, lighter weight, and created faster times for athletes, right? And the sole was actually made with a waffle machine. Funny enough, you go back to that was actually made by a waffle machine.
That's great.
Yeah, so that's what most people would talk about the benefits, right? More traction, lighter weight, faster times, blah, 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 blah. But the reality is this. Nike, when they first started, Bill Bauman and Phil Knight himself, they targeted track athletes. That's all they were targeting.
Yeah.
Track athletes that wanted to up their performance. Nike's message was just do it. It's always been just do it. It's actually, I think it was taken by a killer in the US, and his slogan was let's do it or something before he died or got executed. But yeah, just do it. And everything they do from today, their message is about is just go and do it. Don't hold back. Go and do it. And they just sell a running shoe. That's their product. It's a running shoe. It's nothing special right at the time. You can talk about the benefits, but ultimately their product is like your product is a CBD product. But why does it benefit? Going back to that, more traction, lighter weight, faster times. All right? Track athletes. That was their target audience. How small is the target audience? How many today? All of you ask now, how many track athletes do you know they're not professional track athletes? So back in 1972, when they were targeting, track athletes was tiny.
Yeah.
So that was a target audience, right?
So a good point too is they only started with one product, a running shoe. And I see that mistake a lot with CBD brands. They'll start with way too many SKUs. You just want to start with 1 to 3 SKUs, in my opinion, 5 at the absolute most. But I wouldn't even do that many. You got to build your audience first and give them something they want and make it simple.
Yeah, so Nike had that waffle shoe, running shoe, and then the next shoe they brought out was the Cortez, right, which is more of like a trendy shoe, and they just did that for years. But where are Nike today? They sell across all sports, across all genres, across all ethnics, colors and creeds and beliefs, right? And they basically are market agencies, and their product happens to be sportswear and sports shoes, but They never thought they were going to be there when they first started. They just moved as a brand grew and their audience grew. But they started focused, dialed in, right? And they knew what they were doing. Okay, so that's just one example of Nike. There's so many. I could talk all day about how great Nike is, but I'm not going to because you'll be asleep. Right. Without me saying what brand that is, I bet you can tell me what brand that is.
That's pretty incredible, man. It is true. Right when you popped it up, Red Bull, like it was just.
Yeah, I don't even. Most people,
and I don't even drink Red Bull. That's how powerful that brand is.
Yeah, I don't drink Red Bull. If I drink any caffeine, I'm off my head.
Me too.
Especially over my anxieties. If I drink caffeine, I'm like a complete nervous wreck. But so yeah, Red Bull, you know what it is, right? So Red Bull, again, as Matt said earlier, a one-can brand for years.
Yeah.
Right. So what are the benefits? This is a great one for CBD. What's the benefits of Red Bull? Well, it's caffeine, sugar, and taurine. Right? That's all it is. Right, but you don't promote caffeine, sugar, and taurine because that's boring, right? So let's talk about what Red Bull basically their audience message products. Again, there's more to audience message product than what I put on the screen. This is the basics, right? So the audience is extremes. I put times 2 because this is the extreme of the extreme sports. These are the nutters that want to do like flips on trail bikes, like do a triple flip. And you get 100 guys breaking their neck for one guy to be able to do a triple flip. You got that guy diving out of a bloody spacecraft on the edge of space to Earth. What's his name? The crazy dude did that.
Oh yeah,
jet wings, flying wings, jumping off cliffs, base
And
jump.
the flute tag thing that they do is awesome. You ever seen that?
No, what's that? Sorry, say again.
It's called the Red Bull flute tag or something like that. Where you build, like, people build like their own self-propelled flying machines, and they go off a cliff.
Oh yeah. And they do the Red Bull. What they call it? They go down. They basically make your own race carts. You just go down a hill with no brakes.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too. That's awesome. Yeah, I love that.
They do extreme silly shit. That's their audience. People into stream in silly shit because energy drinks have always been around. But how did Red Bull? It was started in Thailand actually, but how did Red Bull differentiate themselves? Which went straight after the ring, and their message was Red Bull gives you wings. It's the mystique around that whole saying. It's a weird message, but their message is about it gives you wings because it's like freaky shit because you're gonna do funky shit after you've taken it. So their whole message is about crazy fuckers.
Yeah, and just that energy to make you fly, and go for it.
Yeah, exactly. And the Tory, the Red Bull, and Toro Rosso, whatever you want to call it, right? So, and the product is just an energy drink. So Nike, just a trainer.
Yeah.
Red Bull, it's an energy drink, right?
One product, one SKU.
But yeah, exactly. But people are buying into it because the brand tags itself onto the crazy ones, the nut jobs, right? So let's go. Let's take it. What? Rolex, right? A luxury watch brand, the most faked watch on earth, right? Yeah, that's probably might be a real one, might be a fake one. Who knows nowadays? So, what are the benefits of a Rolex watch? What are the perceptions, right? Swiss engineering, perpetual rotor, expensive, right? But before I share this, in your mind, think who you think the target audience is for Rolex. You'll be quite shocked when you actually find out what it is, right? Young, successful men.
Yeah.
That's it. Most people think it's the older gentleman that's made money. It's a young, successful men, and their message is a crown for every achievement. Their whole thing is that the watch is a status symbol for your success. So the crown for every achievement is that every time you achieve something, you do well, you reward yourself with a Rolex watch because it's a status symbol. It makes you feel, that's why it's copied so much, because people who have no money want to wear a Rolex. So people look at them and go, dude, you must be successful. Now, if you take that into the entrepreneur market right now, you've got all these dudes sat in like fast cars, renting girls, renting villas, and saying how to make $6 grand, in 2 days, how to make $1 million in a month, because I can show you in my 28-day program while they're sat in a fake pool in a rented house in rented cars and models they paid for. So the Rolex thing is going after even though you think it's attached to things like cool flying and golf events and high end stuff. Ultimately, it's targeting young, successful men that want to reward themselves and feel that power of wearing a Rolex. So their audience, young, it was quite wide, but it's young, successful men. But they're a watch, they can get away with it. And basically it's a watch. And that's pretty much all I want to share. Sorry?
Oh, you froze up there. You're back, though.
Yeah, so Nike, one trainer, audience, track athletes. Message, just do it. That's very simple, right? Running shoe, that's all they sell, one product, right? Red Bull, audience, mega extreme freaky sports people. Message, Red Bull gives you wings, product, just an energy drink, one energy drink for years.
Yeah.
$1 billion business off one can. And then Rolex, they're targeting young, successful men. So young, successful men act a certain way. They're not going after young, not successful men, young, kind of successful men, young, successful, driven, egotistical dickheads, effectively, right? That's what they're going after. People that want to drive flash cars, people that probably buy an Aston Martin, they can't afford it. So that's who they're going after. There's always the audience comes first, because let's go, if you had the audience now wasn't young, successful men, and you're trying to target everyone with a crown for every achievement, people are like, I'm not buying that, it's too expensive.
Yeah.
The everyday guy doesn't want to buy an expensive watch, right? The average golfer is not extreme sports. He doesn't give a shit if Red Bull gives him wings. He wants to hit a golf ball. Do you know what I mean? And if I wasn't a track athlete and I was lifting weights in the gym, I don't want a running shoe. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about the audience is everything. If you understand the audience, you understand how to then build a business because you have all the tools in front of you. If you understand them, they tell you what they want and you just deliver it through messaging and product. And that's it. Yeah, I can close it off now.
Or you could be the Steve Jobs like take the Steve Jobs angle where he said the audience doesn't know what they want. I know what the audience wants more than they know what they want. And he did. He really did. But you got to be really good to do that.